team. I'm just trying to, kunyari busy lang, kunyari. Hindi, joke lang guys. Meron akong, I just wanted to, ano guys, kasi this one is for today's topic. So, hindi ka nagbasa kagabi. So, hindi mo ito ginawa kagabi. Ganun na nga yun guys. Yun na nga yung ginawa ko. Just kidding, guys. So, again, this is Karmina, your exercise, practice, and sustain habit partner, buddy, companion, whatever you call it. All right. So, today, guys, I'm wanting to share this one. It is through it is a student's, a student's learning curve in whatever exercise or yoga. Um, but I think this is applicable also generally somehow in life. Okay, I mean particularly I'm focused on exercise, yoga, physical activity, uh, getting active. Almost, if you like if you are wanting to be like somehow uh, ano ba yun? Practice all the time or kind of in whatever how often you want to do a certain habit, especially exercising, yoga. So there's always that student's perspective, a beginner's how do you call this, as a nursery student, a primary, a young kid in you, that you are wanting, that when you are starting a habit, an exercise habit, be it a yoga, a journey in yoga, you are wanting to uh, look at the look at every step, so we learn. It's okay. So that is today's topic. The learning curve, a student's learning curve in exercise slash yoga in a habit. All right. So again, so guys, let's do this one. So somehow I want to be sharing with you like some asanas as we are doing the storytelling of this one while I'm doing some poses. All right. So this one, I may be somehow as a student, guys. Ha, I'm not sharing. I am not saying I'm a guru. I always say that, guys. I'm coming from a perspective of a student who is really passionate about yoga, exercise, habits. Somehow that because of so much failure in life, guys. I just thought of why not really observe the little things, the steps towards where I'm, stumbling, where I'm falling, where I'm failing. Because if I'm able to solve these little steps to my destination, then I am able at least to justify that, you know what, there are really just things that you need to be improving, isn't it? That there's always that learning curve. Look at that. Let's look at that. It's not always like towards the end we are inspired, motivated, we are wanting to do a certain habit, yoga or exercise, whatever it is, brushing your teeth, taking a shower every day, waking up at what certain time that you promised yourself. These are habits. We are wanting to look at that, the learning curve. It's not really like always, because it's far beyond if you are looking at the vision, like at the end of it, it's far beyond. It's so hard to see when you cannot, I mean, if you are, literally, guys, if you are doing this path, whatever you choose on, right? Sometimes of course there will be curves and it's hard to see during, isn't it, during the travel, the journey. At the very end you don't know what's going to happen, but somehow really seeing that flow, it's right there in the middle. We are looking at, it's not, of course you look at the big picture, but you're going to have to look at it in detail. What can I improve on, what can I not do anymore, what can I not, what can I sustain, right? So again, so through this today, somehow on a kind of low impact type of exercise. All right. So somehow I'll be using this example, yoga poses, asanas, positions, to somehow share with you the learning curves, or what we call, how we call it, process. Okay, the process. Okay, it's very important, especially if you are wanting to learn somehow yoga as a student, guys, I still consider myself as a beginner. But just how this can change your mindset in the for you to stay or have a deeper sense of stamina to continue on with what you want to do, right? So sabi, ganun tayo guys. Kung ganun tayo, syempre, pabibo tayo guys. So somehow guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being with me today. Okay, so initially, all right. So starting on with downward dog, I would say guys, as I'm doing my downward dog, this one is the basic. But when I started, it was here, looking at when I started, initially, I was here, of course. I was here and checking how much I can bend, checking how much I can bend. And it was here. I cannot even put down my feet. And if you look at it, just like a baby, just like in the primary years as we were going to school, it takes you a while to be able to. So this is also a great way to see like whenever you are starting yoga, because it takes a while, for you to be able to. At least I was there. Like this one is tiptoed, and it took me a while when I was able to put down that heel of my feet, those heels on my feet rather, and be able to at least understand that this one with a full stretch, cradled your head cradled in between your arms somehow down. See, I was there. I was even here when I started. I was here. I cannot even go down. I cannot even go down, guys, like that. Right? So I wanted to share that. Okay. So this one, I know this is not perfect how I'm doing this, but somehow, as I'm raising my leg here, then I'm turning here, looking under my armpit, somehow, I know I'm not doing this perfectly, guys, but somehow my journey here is I couldn't even raise my hand, my leg. I was just here because I got used to this one, but I realized in yoga you're gonna have to try to launch your leg up. So I was there, guys. I was there because it was heavy when I was starting. I was adjusting, adapting. Not as perfect, guys. And then I I realized that when you look at under your armpit, it's all the more better. And this one, opening your hip and letting go, is somehow a learning curve. But over the years, so I want to share that with you. So you just appreciate every moment that you are able to do poses. Downward dog again. I mean, now the other way around. Now this one. until now, guys, is my weakness. And only through accepting your flaws, your imperfections, is the only way you will humbly learn anything. There are things that you really don't know. Just like a student, every time, isn't it? I hope I'm doing this right. My feet established, navel sucked in. I go down. Okay. So you see, I'm not forcing at all. I'm not forcing at all. There are times I am able to do this, but somehow, inhale, exhale. Not yet, guys. So it takes a lot of practice, all right? So from there, that's the forward fold. And then inhale again. This one is a tree pose, right? So when it comes to Chaturanga Dandasana is a transitional pose, is our sets of poses that a yogi does to transition to another pose and to end a pose. So this one, guys, somehow Chaturanga Dandasana is composed of from where you are coming from. I do a forward fold and then inhale again, and then I start with a plank. Now my plank, the story of my plank, I was just here. I thought I was doing it already, but during the process, the learning curves, you are wanting to accept the fact that you are really going to have to at least somehow semi launch your body towards have your tiptoed like that, and somehow you're plank, right? But it was starting from here. I started way long here, a little bit here. I thought I'm doing it already, and then eventually, plank, right? So this one is the kind of the initial part of the Chaturanga Dandasana, the plank, and then somehow this one not yet perfect. Upward dog. So upward dog, I started from cobra. So the cobra like that. Low, just like this one, and this one could help. So you see that learning process of this one established, and then I go back, right? So that is your Chaturanga Dandasana. Again, inhale, exhale. Inhale again, exhale to plank. Inhale again, exhale there. Chaturanga Dandasana, right? So after, so guys, okay, the jump was not perfect. Pwede na rin yun, guys. Or for example, as I started, I did not even, you can walk towards, right? Like, so going back, for example, jump somehow. So as I'm doing this one, guys, shut it up. Okay. So this one is the pose, warrior pose. But I was there. I came from here. I came from here, guys. And this one, I'm still like I was falling like that when I started, and this one hurt. So I'm just sharing with you the journey. You look at the process. You have to be involved in the process mindfully, being where you can be, right? Another warrior pose. So at first it will hurt here, and as you go along, and as you look at my back foot right there, somehow guys, looking at your fingers right there. This one, yeah. Other side. I'm going to do the other side. So imagine guys ha, first 3 years of my yoga practice, I was struggling with blank. It really was hard until I was able to at least last long by always, you know what, choosing to do the hard things instead of me cheating or during the practice every time. Because guys, if I cheat, if I don't do it right, I'm the one who's going to really have a hard time during when I'm already learning other poses. Mika, Mika is on top of the table. That's why it's making a sound. Oh, there, Mika. Right. So it's either you do it at your optimum, you do your best, you really try to practice it, or you're just, you know what, when you're doing it, you're trying to just, you just actually, you're just doing it, but you're not giving your best, you know. Uh, the all the more that you are curious to learn more, then it's quicker. It's quicker to um, that you are able to at least learn the next part of the practice, right? So, isn't it? It's just the same. So even so, it will just be the same, right? Now this one. So again, guys, right. Cartwheel. Somehow, isn't it? Like somehow, like the position of that twisting. Okay. Chaturanga Dandasana. Somehow, guys, I'm able to do this a little bit already compared to before. I go there, I swim on the ground. It was so hard like that. I was even like that, guys. So just so you believe in the power, in the virtue of patience, really. That there's no magic. There's no magic, guys. You have to practice. You have to show up every time that you are wanting to practice. You get it, guys? Okay, for example, this one. This one, I came from here. I was here, right? Typical warrior pose, but adding variation. This made it even challenging because I'm gonna have to focus all the more at one point, all the time, whenever it is about balance. And then twisting again. Cartwheel. Turn your leg. Plank to do chaturanga. Exhale here. Bend your arms. Somehow, guys. Oh. And there was a time when I was practicing, guys. There was a time, guys, I was practicing. And because I thought I knew already, I had been doing this consistently for how many years. And then it became like I thought I was doing it right. So I felt like I am already having an injury. Because I was so complacent already that I know it. Anyway, I've been seeing it. I don't look at anymore the teacher and observe why have I been, how come I'm feeling already this way whenever I'm doing these poses. And then I checked it. You have to really, because it's a waste of time to just already having that, you have always have that feeling of I already know it. But if you look at it closely, how they're doing it, every detail, the fingers, the position of the toes, the position of the leg, the knees, it's very important, guys, because it's just a waste of time. Imagine, guys, I've been doing it for so many years, some poses. Had I checked all the time, then of course, right? So again, launching from this, then down. Okay, for your pose. And then this one is with the twist. Now it's easy to put this down, right? And at the same time maintain this one, right? So before I start this pose, guys, I was here and I was here. I was like that. No? But then eventually, as a nursery, right, as you are learning, you are able to lift your leg like that. And this one is not yet done. Inhale, exhale here. As I somehow not as perfect, guys, as I'm doing this twisted position. Now I was here. You can always go here. That's fine. Wherever you can. I'm just explaining, guys, the process, the learning curves, right? And how do you sustain it? Somehow for me, inhale, exhale, mouth closed. The struggle also is staying stamina with the mouth closed. But you will get used to it, promise. You'll get used to it. Now, this one is a different thing. So from here, okay, guys. So whenever you feel like you're imbalanced, make sure that this one is not too close here because really you're gonna fall. Mafo-fall ka. So pag na-fall ka, tapos, just like that, right? You can also do this. Now it takes a while. You don't have to. Now this one lifting. Okay, we'll do the other side, okay? Chaturanga, plank, hold it, Mouth closed, navel sucked in as I'm launching this one. And then exhale here. Bend your arms. Somehow do your cobra. So if you like. Right? So let's do that one, guys. You see. So even I'm here. Okay, isn't it? Warrior pose. Wiggle your arms here. Navel sucked in always, guys. And this one. Your position. Exhale. Exhale here. From here, you can always do this one. Or from here, you lift again. Exhale here. Right? And then after, so with your fingers like a warrior. And then from here, I establish from here. And look at my arms. Look at my hands towards the sky. And you shift from here to Chaturanga Dandasana to do your plank again. Mouth closed. And then launch your Chaturanga down. Bend your arms. Hold it. So, right. Now, this one I want to share. Not as perfect. Okay, my journey here. My journey. And this one. Right, so guys, for example, again, the other side na, you encounter hard poses like this somehow. Hey, okay, okay. To do that, guys, in somehow like this, not as perfect, guys, but to do that somehow, if you want, practice putting your arm like that. Practice, practice being here. Practice, and somehow raise your leg. Now with your fingers here. Somehow, ay, I'm having cramps here, guys. Sorry. So practice. So be it you stay here for 6 months practicing, it's fine. For as long as you're able to at least. So I started from my leg here. I started, guys. And then eventually I was able to somehow. And then a little bit move that. And then somehow. Still struggling, guys, but somehow it was from there, right? Bending. Still learning it. Hi, guys. Okay. So if you are not able to do some poses yet, then you just let go. And then just quickly move on. You're gonna have to move on. Chaturanga Dandasana, plank again, bend, down, up. You have to learn to let go every time you're not able to do some poses. That's part of the learning curve. Otherwise, you're gonna worry on that and then not be able to do the next sequence properly. Right? So somehow, guys. So given I came from here, then exhale here. So you launch. That's perfect. Plank again. Bend. Up. This one, you try to get up and then slowly. So it's not always even as the same side as was able to do it quicker the other side. Okay, the story of this one, guys. My story on the lifting of the legs. Not as perfect though, but somehow my story was here. It came from here. I could not imagine myself I would be able to at least raise it like that because maybe already of a lot of, of course, doing it all the more, all the time. And I was always like doing imagery that I'm able to launch myself, suspend a little through this one, this little process, like raising this one. Somehow your hamstring, and somehow, and I was here. I couldn't even reach my ano. So be patient. I couldn't even, raise my torso because I was like that. I was like that, guys. Because it really hurts. But somehow there will come a point you are unaware, you're able to do it. You realize, what? Like years ago, I wasn't able, even like just the thought of it, I can't while I'm doing it. And it's hard to do that. And it's hard to execute when you cannot see it in mind, isn't it? Like usually. So again, by raising this one, somehow, power of the mind, focus at one point where you are looking at. Focus there, somehow. Raise your torso. Relax. And somehow. Always. I'm on top of this. I can do this. Now, the stability here, I know it's not perfect, guys, but this one is helping. My foot is grounding. It is clamping. My foot, my toes down on the ground is clamping like that. Like a cat's paw. Like that. That's, you only realize that along the way. If you don't, right, you only discover those things, guys. So just sharing, guys. I know not much, but sometimes we need to be reminded or isn't it? So Chaturanga Dandasana. So I walk towards the front. That's fine. Right? Chair pose. Somehow my story in chair pose was here. This is already chair for me. But I'm learning that we're gonna have to try to establish your feet, especially your heel. Relax. Suck in your navel. Okay. Down. Okay, that is perfect, guys. So You can be here in one day. Somehow, guys. Not as perfect, guys. Right? Now, the airplane, which I'm afraid to ride on, ride in, take a flight. No, the flight. You see, this one, my other leg down on the ground is trying to establish. Focusing at one point is very important, all right? So, practice. If it need be that you have this, your hands here, right, just like a while ago, but the other one, you have to tilt, right? Here, or just right there. And somehow, one finger, one hand down, and then somehow you let go of your fear. Raise your leg on the other side, establish that one, and somehow try this one. Mouth closed. One thing, guys, there's if you're used to it already with mouth closed, you will understand that the heat that creates while you're doing the isn't it mouth closed while you're doing your pose, it creates heat, and that's the one that stays keeps you staying on the pose. So that's the reason why you're gonna have to close your mouth. All right. So always, guys, I'm on top of it. I can do this. It will happen when everything is synchronized and focus, really. Okay. So that's a thing with yoga. All right. So as I'm coming from there, I put down my leg, then shift. Chaturanga Dandasana. Lamp down. Hold it. Then sun. Where am I? The other side. Guys, I should have done the other side of the ano. So it's perfect, guys. Next set. And this one with the triangle pose. No, the triangle pose. Isn't it? Triangle pose is like this. Somehow, guys, isn't it? Now, story of this one. It's not automatic that you just become triangle like that, no? There's the process, the learning curve. So you form a triangle, sway in the left, to prepare for the right. And then a little bit put through this one, and somehow do your triangle. Somehow, perfect, guys. And then this one, you face your back leg towards, and then now the story of this one, before I was able to do this, a lot of a lot of practice, guys. A lot of learning curves. This one, of course, it doesn't make sense that your leg is facing right here and then you're facing here. You're going to injure yourself. So twist a little and then just try to where you can reach somehow. So if it be here, you stay here for a year, that's fine. for as long as you're doing it right, compared to forcing it, and then you injure yourself. If it need be that you're bending your leg, then that's fine, right? It takes, and this one a little bit, not too centered, but rather here a little bit, and then navel sucked in. It doesn't it doesn't mean, guys, that you're doing a pose that is not using this upper body. It always requires somehow that navel sucked in and then fold over. Now these are combinations of basics, right? My sweat went to my eye. Now counting the counts, like 1 second, two counts, three, like that. So one, two, breathing in, breathing out. Three, four, five. All right, shift. Right, next pose. Now this one, still on my journey, guys, but somehow. Inhale, exhale. Now this one confuses me that if I all the more open my leg, I'm able to put down my head, and then this one, little bit, bring it inside. Now it takes, I don't know, guys, this one I still have to review, but imagine, of course, right? So I was here when I started. I was here and couldn't even pause. Of course, you're gonna have to learn to. And also, usually, guys, it's really the letting go. The letting go when you are doing some poses, you wouldn't know how much you can do when you let go and just let things flow and just keep on practicing, right? Chaturanga. And this one, guys, if I protrude a little bit, with, of course, making sure you're safe, huh? You protrude a little, you move forward, because sometimes we are leaning towards the back. So if a little bit, you push a little bit here. That's what I'm learning, huh? Somehow. Inhale again, exhale here. Somehow they drop. I'm still heavy, guys. Okay. And then, yeah, so that was the cactus. Cactus. Well, this time, this is also your time for a breather. Nika. Nika is ano? Nika. Okay. So this one, guys. So, kailangan ka pa talaga mag- guys. Gosh, the camera, guys. Nika. Okay. So if it need be, guys, that you just stay here, that's fine. You just stay there for as long as one day you are practicing lifting it up. Practice that. That's fine. And sometimes if it need be that your mat or you have a support here, if you like double it, if it need be to triple it, the layer, so it will not hurt because I totally understand. Do not push it because others are already been have been doing it for quite a long time. Okay, so if it need be that it's just there, it's fine. Stay there for a year, for as long as you the natural time, the most natural way that you're able to do it. That is perfect, guys. But somehow there's a better or there's a way to do it. Do not force yourself and hurt or get an injury, have an injury. Alright, no forcing, guys. Alright. This one, releasing your leg. It's a practice, so it takes time. It was I was there, I was there, I was here, I was here, I was here, I was here. Okay? Here, and then a little bit flipping, and then flip dog. Somehow. That is perfect, guys. Somehow. Right? Chaturanga Dandasana. One thing I learned in yoga, especially guys, in any habit or exercise habit, is that it is teaching you to learn to do it consistently. It is keeping you consistent, but you're gonna have to do it all the time, right? So be careful. It may be that you're here for how many months, years, weeks, that's fine. And then practice lifting up and then down. So remember, guys, you can always cushion it with layers of mat or whatever, towel or kind of, and then practice just looking towards your opposite side, and then practice lifting that, and then one day you're gonna be able to. Like I hope today I can lift this one. Right? So, right. So given I'm here, this one the flip dog. Uh, Not as perfect guys, but rather I couldn't. I was here. I couldn't even twist. And I was falling like that. I don't know if that's happening to you, like falling like that. So that's fine. You just keep on doing even so you're falling. Just keep on even so you're doing like that or like that. Because sometimes this is not correct or the distance. You're gonna have to check every detail of the pose. Right? So keep on falling. Keep on failing. Keep on. And this one is established. This one is clamped like a paw of a cat. Right? So for example, I came from there, right? I do this variation of chaturanga, one leg. Feeling, no? A feeling. Okay. Right, just wanting to share, guys. Okay, my journey here. Okay, isn't it like I'm going to bring my post there? But I was here. I'm afraid, so afraid to do this one because you know what? Learning this one they go suck in, and somehow you release this one, and somehow this one a little bit forwarded. Then I was here. Okay, so somehow here. You can place this one here. You like a little bit higher. Now sometimes my foot is uh, curled, my leg, my knee. This one is curled. It's really up to you. It will come to a point where you are comfortable doing this way or doing this way. It takes a while. Okay, so that's perfect, guys. So, this one is easy, right? And letting go is easy. Little bit challenging. And then letting go again and letting yourself. Mouth closed. Okay, and then practice also resting. Learning to rest, guys. If it need be that you cushion your knees like that, then that's fine. Sometimes those are the barriers, right? This one, I'm joining in bridge. So of course I was here down, I was here, and this one hurt whenever I'm pushing it down. And this one can be here or here, if you like, or here or here. Isn't it the variations, raising your, it will come to that, but you're gonna have to practice this one. If it takes many years, that's fine. Right, guys? So that's part of that. And this one, the wheel pose, kind of, this one I'm afraid to do all the time because I fell already, but you don't learn. Okay, as I launch this one, somehow I have my arms down there. And then this one a little bit apart. Inhale, exhale here, mouth closed. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale, as I launch, as I bring myself up. Now, there's a learning curve here that when I go down, you see guys, oh, I think I'm gonna need to face that so you will see you will see my, guys. Okay, somehow guys, this one, not as perfect guys, but somehow, you see this one. Inhale, and then here, inhale again, you launch. You like you are taking a flight. The plane is on the runway, but it needs to launch like that. But in an example, and somehow you can keep it all like that. And somehow, guys, you see. But I waited for quite a while before I'm able to do that, guys. A lot of like this one, acceptance. Just this one, acceptance. Just that for now, I'll just be here. Acceptance, guys. Otherwise, if I did not accept, I wouldn't have gone practicing this until today. Because this one, of course, if you're wanting to do it, the wheel pose, isn't it? It comes already somehow in the basic parts of yoga for beginners. Somehow you're wanting to at least do that, or but when it's not yet time and you don't practice frequently, then isn't it? It doesn't happen, right? So it's a lot of so being patient right there. Patient. I was just accepting this part. Every time I'm having a practice, watching an instructional video, I was here just waiting for them to do it. I was here. I was preparing. I was practicing. I was making mistakes. I was doubting myself. And then one day I told myself, power of the mind, imagery that I can lift, suspend, even more, lift that one. Right? Even more. Ganun na lang muna, guys. Okay, so guys, just sharing, just sharing, guys. Alright, so that is the wheel pose, right? When there's a toiling part or the hard work, then you also have the resting part. Diamond, kind of. Oh, sorry. So, guys, happy baby. So if it need be that, you're here, you cannot reach it yet, that's fine. As long as you're practicing reaching it one day, the side of your feet. One day, one day, one day, one day. Right? So, guys. So you see this one, guys. Now before I was able, well, not perfect, guys, but somehow they say like this one. Accepting that. Now this one, guys, has the control. That one, that foot also, right? While it's at, like that, lay down, like that. That is, this all has the support. Now this hand has the support. Now, prayer position. Lifting. Now there's a more advanced here. I'm still in my journey, guys, so but somehow. But I just wanted to share with you guys. Let's do the other side, huh? Here, I was all still in my journey here, and then I need to bring my knee to the other elbow and then twist, somehow adjust. Now, if it need be that you're here, that's fine. That is fine. Wherever you can, that's fine. Just learn to wait. Learn to wait. One day, no pushing, but just when the time is right already. A lot of sacrifice, a lot of practice, a lot of deciding to show up in the practice. This one I did not do on the other side. Somehow. A lot of guys, patience, a lot of a lot of sleeping early at night. So I will have good stamina for exercise. Now this is half lotus, right? Now this one, so isn't it like full lotus, right? Somehow, guys. So, right. A lot of sacrifice, guys. A lot of preparing my clothes. Sometimes days before, the night before, my workout clothes. A lot of sometimes not. going on some occasions because I need to do this. Like that. There's ano, but you don't have to, but so I mean, still a beginner guys, but somehow you get the gist of my journey here guys. And there was also a time guys when I was doing this and I was asking myself if this is really for me, if this is what I really like, or still in my journey with the handstand guys and the forearm handstand. So I'm not pushing it. But somehow, you know what? If it's really for you, whatever you're wanting to practice, habit, exercise, maybe applicable to your generally, we will decide, isn't it? Sometimes you don't, yes, you don't look for signs. You don't look for you decide if you like or not, right? So you just push on. When you like it, then you're gonna have to sacrifice, right? Guys, I need to practice this one, right? So I need to. And Shavasana. Now, Shavasana, you may think that there's no stages in Shavasana for me. For me, personally, guys, it was hard for me to just keep still when I started practicing yoga. I mean, I could lie down for a while, but isn't it like sometimes my mind is already traveling, like, what am I gonna do next? I need to do this, blah, blah, blah. But really, yoga is just letting go of the moment and, just being in the moment, mindful, just accepting what it is, what was, and being grateful. So those are just my journey in the process, guys. You don't realize the learning curves unless you go through the process. That's what I wanted to say. Just so, even so, guys, like maybe you're wanting to influence your family, your children to also exercise or kind of, or be it whatever activity at home that you're also wanting, dreaming that they too will do it. But first, we as the adults, we have to be practicing it. We have to show it. We have to, do it in real life, not just for the show, but rather showing them the discipline, the sacrifice, the delayed gratification, the dedication, perseverance, stamina, grit, being patient, guys. That I can say because I am a very impatient person, guys. That's why I call it School of Patience. Life is one big school of patience, one big school, university of lessons in life. You have to do it. You have to do it with them. You have to show them. You have to bring them with your activity, whatever habit you're wanting to show them. We are going to be have to be the models, right? Don't have a perfect family, guys, but somehow I am still in that journey with my own. But somehow, guys, we should show them, right? So again, still wanting to learn more as a beginner. I will consider myself, guys, as a beginner. So keep practicing. So this has been Karmina. This is Karmina, guys, your exercise, practice, and sustain a habit partner. So do not forget the process. Let's not always be in a hurry to be right there at the end or your destination, but rather learn that. Because when you learn that, anything, isn't it somehow? That's why, for me, I say, I always concentrate on the exercise habit, getting active habit, because that's how I healed also my depression, aside from, therapy. But somehow, uh, us being able to master the practice, the falls, the failures, the everything, the curves, the rocky parts of the journey, if we master that, that we don't quit, we don't cancel, we don't delay, we don't later, or then we are able to do other things aside from. Isn't it? Like whatever you're wanting to do, right? Be good in drawing, be good in cooking, be good in, you are going to cook every single day. You are going to draw every single day. You're going to have to sing every single day to be a good singer. You're going to have to join competitions. You're going to have to, isn't it? Like doing that, the process. It's not just the end, but the process. That's where the learnings are, right? Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Hope I can see you guys on my short exercise hack to keep my passion burning in yoga. I add variation. Please join me later, guys. Again, so if you feel, guys, just try, just start, just begin something worthwhile. Start again. Always, guys. Okay, if that happens, sometimes isn't it? It's not always perfect. So, so meron tayong ano. Thank you, guys. Thank